Welcome back to the channel, guys. So tonight it has been exactly 1 day since the gold event has started. And since that's what the focus this month is on our gold, I'm going to cover a few things tonight about it. I'm about 5 minutes late starting the video. But I'm at 154 mil in 1 day. I haven't collected gold in over 5 minutes, so that's exactly how much I made in the first day. That is 14 mil more a day than I was making last Gold Fever. So we have definitely increased our GPM. I wasn't sure my GPM was officially going to go up because of the pandas being broken up, meaning the pandas used to all be in the middle next to 8 boosts, and now they're gone. Meaning most of the pandas around the tabs are not getting boosted. Okay, so what I've done all day today is pretty much chill on Discord and keep my crafter busy and keep my hatchery busy, trying to make up for maze coins and keeping my extractor busy and such. And then the only work that I really put in towards my GPM, other than accumulating resources, was I went around this island and I started to name my monsters. So like if you look at the monsters down here, how I have them named, like the pandas 142 GPM 44 GC. What that means is I have 2 4 gold runes on and 1 closed socket. The one next to it that says 154 GPM OOC, that means I have the monster makes 154 GPM, it has no runes on it, and 1 rune socket is closed. And then jumping to the end, the guy over there on the right has 32 GPM. He's wearing 314 golds. That is how I've been setting my monsters up. I've done this whole entire island here. The one right there, that pyro, I don't know how I got that C there, but that C just stands for the same thing, a closed socket. And I've done that to this whole island. I plan to do that to every monster that I own that I'm not using. I also noticed a couple of things today, like someone was talking about Mr. Beast. I went to check out my Mr. Beast. When I got there, mine was only level 110, hadn't been fed yet since ranking him up probably a month ago when I ranked him up. He still doesn't even have a 3rd rune on. His name was 467 GPM when I looked at him earlier. Just leveling him from 110 to 120 made his rank go up like 43. Like, that's insane. He is definitely worth ranking up with the cells that you get from like the woods and whatnot. And while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and add another rune to him. And he's definitely worth putting at least a 7 rune on. Meaning we got to keep him high. He's also going to be worth putting in a habitat with other people wearing team gold. Whereas like this one is wearing regular gold. I will eventually change that to team gold or move him over here to a habitat where people are lower ranked than him. And I will get a 4th person into that habitat. Alright, so my gold, though, would have been at like 700 mil today. But the reason why my gold is not at 700 mil is because I've been farming a lot of these big farms and spending a ton of it on the farms. I have my my food guardian going. I had officially planned to spend 500 million gold today, and you may wonder, how does somebody spend 500 million gold? What, are you going to buy runes or something? No, I wasn't buying runes. I was coming here to the relic quarry, and I was leveling up my mask that is on Tabora, and I'll show you, it gets really expensive to level up this mask. I'm going to drop another 5 mil on it. I don't want to get rid of all of these, so I'm going to use a different bronze in its place. And always remember, use your bronze to level up and use your golds and silvers to craft. And save your diamonds, because you never know when the game's going to do something weird and you'll wish you had that diamond. Alright, so we're going to level it up. We got 8.4, so now we are all the way up to 75% of the way done leveling this up. I can go ahead and take a quick glance to see how much more it'll take to finish it. Look at how expensive that is. 8 levels, 16 million food. Okay, 16 million food is extremely expensive for free to play when it costs 4 times as much as it does for a spender. Alright, so that's what I wanted to show you, is that I'm going to be, over the course of a couple of days, changing the names of all of my islands. We've currently upped our GPM by 14 mil in one day, meaning at the end of this event, we will have made 28 million more gold than we made last Gold Fever. That's incredible, guys, meaning we are getting close to where it's time to stop using this event to measure how much gold I make, and when the event's about to come, start saving up all our gold. I'm not officially going to do that until I get rid of these smaller habitats. These panda habitats need to turn into legend habitats. And the reason why is even if I just put one legend in the habitat, meaning like instead of having 4 pandas making me 200 million or 200 GPM each and filling up at 70k, I could just have 155 GPM legend in there. Why? Because even if I don't collect gold from that one legend, for that 155 GPM legend for 2 days, he fills this habitat up to 1 million, what pandas could have never done. And then that's 1 million sitting there for when the event starts. Pandas could never do that. Pandas could only have you 70k sitting there for when the event starts. That's the gold plan there. Hyperias are still in here, guys. You got to be watching all of these and then waiting 4 hours and watching them again. You got to get Hyperia cells. Hyperia is crazy. Okay, there are people, if you look at this gold event, that are making killings, okay? Killings and killings. Believe it or not, the team that I joined, this person that is here, the metallic, they are in our team. They're making tons, and they have Hyperias everywhere, guys. I don't know how you get Hyperias everywhere, but my guess would be you start getting every single Earth monster as soon as you can. Why? So that way when the Earth Colossus event comes around, you have the breed combo for whatever it takes to make Hyperia, and then you just dump the same amount of gems you would have spent maxing one Cosmic to rank 5, and you get you like 30 Hyperias, and you put them on an island next to some Earth boost. That's the game plan. That's my game plan anyway. The Magic Colossal is the next Colossal that's coming. So start getting as many magic monsters ready as you can. The monsters that I can think of that are going to be worth breeding in that Colossal is Madame, a Nemesis, or any monster that makes 305 GPM, which there's a couple of them in Magic that do, so you just have to keep your eyes out and look them up. I showed you a chart last video on monsters that made over 305 GPM, or monsters that, how much they made anyway. It went down. I didn't show the bottom of the list. I just tried to show you that not every element had 305 monsters. So that's what's been going on. I did move some pandas around because I noticed that not all of my pandas were next to boosts. So I figured whichever pandas had the biggest, greatest gold runes on them, I needed to move next to my boost. So that way I could get a bigger percentage boost, meaning percents work off, you know, a higher, I guess you would say principal or whatever, you know, yeah, so you want like the base number to be as high as you can when dealing with percentages. That's why I tell you that it's better to put the team golds on smaller GPM monsters than it is to put regular golds on. You want to put your regular golds on your higher GPM monsters. Like an example would be take one monster that makes a ton of gold and put him in a habitat with monsters that don't make a lot of gold that are all wearing team gold, and he's wearing one giant gold. And you're going to make more gold than you would if they were just all wearing the same percentage of gold, because it's not based off how much gold the habitat makes. It's based off of that monster. It's saying when a rune says 10%, it doesn't mean 10% of the habitat. It means 10% of the monster that it's on. So a monster that makes 1,000 gold, when you add 10% to him, he's adding 100 to the habitat. You know, versus if you put the same 10% on a 32 GPM monster, he's only adding 3.2. There's a dramatic difference there, guys. It's definitely math. When it comes to this event, I'm just still trying to keep my hatcheries from overflooding. We got a Wicca that is almost ready, guys. Wicca makes 364 GPM. That is why I started to craft Wicca next instead of all those other options that I had that we could have went with. I felt that was the best option, was to go ahead and try to get the biggest GPM out first. That's like getting a Hyperia ready, basically. And I think, yeah, it's got 2 hours and a half left. So in 2 hours and a half, we're going to have double Wicca. Do I have a habitat ready to put it in? I don't think so, but I do have room in a few habitats now, and I got the extra one here coming, which is for the Sun Kiss. And I will be spending some of my gold to start ranking some of these habitats up. They're extremely expensive, man. They're 70 mil and 90 mil to rank 3 to 4. And people in my comments had already said, like, don't be worrying about getting your habitats from 3 to 4. Be worrying about just getting, like, level 1 habitats and putting a monster in it. Level 1 habitats don't require worrying, okay? Like, I have tons of level 1 habitats already in storage. I have tons, ones are not a problem. What's a problem is that a team gold rune gets so much more effective when you have 4 monsters in the habitat than 2, or 1, or 3, because if you only have 1, team gold's pretty much useless to wear on your monster. So it becomes an exponential growth that the more team golds that I can make work, team gold breaks even with 3 monsters in a hab. With 4 monsters in a hab, it becomes a profit over regular gold. Meaning if everybody in the hab made the exact same amount of gold and they were all wearing team golds, as soon as you put 4 of them in a habitat, you are profiting more than having 3 in a habitat by a long shot. So you're spending gold to make potentially more gold, and that's what I gotta do. I gotta get all them habitats leveled as quick as I can. And there's just no exception around it. It also will maximize how many monsters you can get near a boost. If you then have habitats that are 4s and you have habitats that are 1s, you need your 1s to be the ones that are farther away from the boost than your 4s. Your 4s can carry more monsters, therefore you want them next to the boost, getting more monsters boosted at one time. Alright, now, just because I've been focusing on GPM does not mean I have completely neglected PvP. If you guys were following on my stream, you would know that I was getting beat up pretty bad when trying to playtest with Nora. My last stream, I pretty much used my audience as guinea pigs. I knew that I was just getting Nora, or Tabora, I mean, and I knew that, like, it was going to cost gems to make Tabora playable. We were going to have to open up Rune Socket, we were going to have to take runes off a monster, we were going to have to put them on a monster, and then we were going to do all that while no discounts were active. So the fact that we had no discounts means that I wanted to be able to at least get value out of it. So in my mind, I told myself, like, look, I just spent 100 gems to make a video for my channel. And that made it feel way better than just like, hey, look, I spent 100 gems to playtest a monster. Big difference in my mind. So I therefore got to get my ass trashed, basically, and realized that, like, the team ideas that I had weren't really working. And it's not really that my ideas were bad, it's just that my monsters' availability for team ideas is so low, meaning I don't have a lot of rank 4 monsters or rank 3 monsters, and the ones that I pretty much all do have are race monsters. And then the worst thing about my race monsters is there's so many players out there in the world that have the same exact race monsters but got them at a higher rank. Meaning whenever I go and put Stardust or Amber into the crafter, or the rank up pod to rank up a race monster, I'm just playing catch up with some spender who didn't have to spend any Amber to do that. Meaning they get to then take that Amber and go rank up cool maze monsters and stuff that to give them more playability options when it comes to, oh, hey, a new monster just got released. What kind of monsters is it good with? What can I build with it? What can I do with it? And they have all these other toys in their toy box to pull out and play with. I don't. I got less, and I'm limited, and it really it narrows out what my abilities are. Well, anyway, what good teams would be for Tabora? Zizu came into my channel, and he suggested that Simus, Bombetta, and Tabora. And that was a long time ago. That was like when we first found out that what Tabora's moveset was and stuff. So I put his team to use, and it has been working quite well, guys. As you can see, I am in Legend 1 with it, and I'm in rank 274, and just like yesterday before I started messing with it, I was rank 1,000, so it made a dramatic difference to have a team that actually functioned together. I didn't get, officially every move that was supposed to be on every monster from anybody. I had to get beat up a bunch to figure out what was best. I was having a huge problem with area dodge taunt teams like Solar Flare, Graken, and Wormlad because they would have a way to just basically get rid of the trait disable. Meaning I could trait disable one, CDA one, and then whichever one I didn't CDA would nerf and put the trait disable off. Or Solar Flare would just nerf himself and take it off. And like it just had me in a wreck. The problem that I was facing there is my Bombetta. I was using the wrong moves on Bombetta. I was using a 0 CDA move on pretty much everybody because that's how I've been doing it all along. But if you've been watching my channel, you'll know that I don't really play behind a tank. And that's the real reason why I need CDA 0 moves on everybody, is because you're getting CDA'd if you don't have a Megaton. So the fact that I'm now playing against behind Bombetta, it took me a while to adapt to the fact that I don't really need 0 CDA moves because my Megaton job is to eat the CDA. So the fact that he eats it means I don't need to bring one of those moves. So this blinding punch was what I was missing. This blinding punch goes a long ways when smacking on a legend like Graken or Wormlad, and that's what I was really missing. Now, when it comes in my gold, if you listen to my channel when we opened up the chest for Cosmic and we got that diamond relic, and I told you guys, I said, look, I'm not impressed by these diamond relics. I'm a fan of stamina gain relics. They're my favorite relics in the game, and a lot of good stamina gain relics aren't even diamond. So, like, when it came to a monster like, Simus, I tell you, I think that the best relic that I can wear is a silver relic. I still don't change my mind on that the best relics that I can wear are stamina gain. Alright, well, I'm wearing a stamina gain relic on her. we're going to pump it up right now. The reason why we're going to pump it up is because she needs every stamina she can get. Like, it's that simple. I need her to get 10 more stamina, so that way we're doing even better from coming off of a drown trigger. Okay, I get hit with pump seed staff, she goes to 0, she bounces back up to 90, then the drown takes effect, and she's still got enough to CDA. It's like magic, it works perfect. Now, when I would wear something like a Jester's Mask or something like that, that wouldn't have that effect. She's actually got to hit somebody for it to do something. She can't hit nobody if she's got no stamina to do anything. You get what I'm saying now? Like, a good mask that's better than this mask is currently in the shop, but they want 100 gems for it. I don't see me doing that. I'm free to play. I can't be neglecting the fact that I'm free to play and just start buying random crap just because it's good. I will come to the shop and I will show you guys what I'm talking about, though. If you scroll over, it's right here. They want 100 gems for it, and then you go to the reliquary, and I can show you what it does. Over here in the reliquary, under masks that I don't own, only missing, right here. It increases your maximum stamina, which is great. The main reason why it's great is a lot of the stamina relics are so old that they're basically expecting you to be like 140 stamina, so they pretty much are expecting to clean you out, and then this basically can take a legend to mythic stamina range. Or take a mythic beyond mythic stamina range. But then the part that makes it better than the silver mask is the fact that if your stamina goes under 50%, it heals you up to 135. That's more than 90. It's just not as good as when you get hit. Instead of, you actually have to be under 50, which means somebody could play around it in a human versus human fight. Well, anyway, the relic that I had gotten from that chest was Jester's Mask, and I really didn't know where I would use it, but I told you guys in that video that I might find a use for it. Well, I found a use for it. When Tabora come out, I knew I needed stamina gain on Tabora. But here's what I learned, guys, when playtesting with Tabora. I was getting smashed in my friendly fights, okay? And I noticed that a Uriel's Essence wasn't doing shit for me. Meaning, like, okay, my guy dies and my guy comes back to life. So what? Do you think I'm going to win the fight now because my guy came back to life? I don't have any super moves that make comeback plays with this monster. This monster can torture you or trait disable you. That's it. This monster doesn't say, oh my god, I'm going to come all the way back and win the fight. It doesn't do anything like that. It doesn't possess somebody so they can beat themselves up for you or anything like that. And another thing that I've noticed is that with any relic that has something to do with like life gain, like if you look here, it says when the wearer dies, it is revived with 14,000 life. If you leveled it up all the way to max, guys, all the way at 40, even if you spent like the 30 million to level this bad boy up, 44k life. Alright, well, once upon a time when legends were the best thing in the game, 44k life was a lot. That's like more than half of a legend's health. That's not a lot of health on a mythic that's ranked. On a mythic that's ranked, it looks like you came back to life with 10% of your life sometimes, or 20% of your life sometimes. Meaning you're like one dot away from being dead. I'm not comprehending what's so powerful about that in all situations. And if you remember, and a perfect example would be Tanya. I never seen the real use of a Uriel's Essence on Tanya. Why? Because I'd still lose the fight. Meaning if they killed my Tanya once, they were going to do it again, because whatever the problem was that killed my Tanya in the first place, it's still there. My Tanya's dead. My Tanya's coming back to life, and if it didn't have an answer for that problem the first life, it's not going to have an answer for the second life either. It's not like this is a Lonrad where it's like, ooh, I come back to life and then I give myself protection and then I revive my team. Like, it's not Neasel where it comes back to life and revives your team. It's not Wormlad where it comes back to life and revives your dude. Big difference. It comes back to life and says, who do you want me to trait disable? Who do you want me to purr? Like, that's not enough, okay? So what I ended up doing for my Tanya to get me farther and deeper into PvP was I crafted that essence that does what I think the best stuff in the game is. Let's see, it's under the ones that I own, and it's now on my monster, right here. When the turn starts, if the wearer's stamina is below 50%, gives 83 points of stamina. Okay, that's bringing me back into a fight, guys. Do you know why? Because if they pump seed me, I did have to wear that silver mask to be able to take my turn. Well, now that I can wear this, I get way more ability once I level this up to get more than 90 stamina. Meaning once I level this up, It's going to give me over 100. It's going to give me over 200 stamina. That's going to put me all the way back at max, basically, okay? Meaning you drain all my stamina, and then I take my turn and it's like you didn't do shit. It's all the way back up, and that's going to trigger 3 times in a fight. That is so damn powerful on Tabora that my Tabora feels like a whole nother monster when going against Taboras that have Uriel's essence on. I laughed so hard. Why? Because once I dot out their damn monster and their whole team's dying, and then their whole team finally dies, this little old stupid monster comes back with like 20% of its health, and I'm just like, put a torture on it, goodbye. Like, that is so much mind-blowing to me. And then the fact that we did that basically said, hey, look, Lost Jumper, your Tabora doesn't have a stamina problem anymore. So your Tabora's mask can be whatever you want it to be, because you don't need a stamina gain mask because Tabora doesn't have any stamina problems. Okay, well, you know what kind of problems Tabora does have? She got area dodge problems when you can only trait disable the taunt monster, and the area dodge guys can then lure it back. Well, they can't lure it back if they don't have any stamina. And the taunt guy has all of his stamina when you go first and you remove it. So once I get this bad boy all the way to max, no, I get to, it says after damaging with a skill, 75% of life, or it says target stamina is above 75%, remove 180 points of stamina. Okay, anytime that I damage with this, that means the legends don't get a turn because they're broke. It takes all their stamina. That is extremely relevant when I no longer need stamina. Sure, it gives me some stamina. Okay, it gives me 225 stamina back, and it works for uses. It's just making my Tabora a whole nother monster, okay? Like, I don't own all the relics in the game, but these 2 relics are definitely bringing my Tabora up to the next step, and I've ranked my Tabora to the 144, so now my Tabora actually feels like one of my first most really powerful monsters in the whole entire game, since maybe getting Wormlad when I was a noob. I really feel like I can, sometimes I win the fight with just Tabora left, meaning I'm like, oh man, I think I'm gonna die, and Tabora wins, meaning Tabora literally pulls it out and wins. So instead of just run my mouth and tell you about how cool it is and show off that I'm in Legend 1, let's just go ruin my record and find out. Let's see what we can battle. And again, you're seeing the gold just shoot up there. Like, I made 4 mil while we were just running our mouth. Meaning I'm making over 5 million gold an hour. This rune crafting and rearranging my monsters and all has made a tremendous difference, guys. So you definitely need to look into it. My GPM is only going to go up. Next event, you can watch and see me do the same. And for those of you who think that I BS and you might think, oh, he saved up a bunch of gold and he collected it before the event started, or at the event start, so that way he'd have a lot of gold. Just watch, man. I'll be back tomorrow to make another video, and you'll see how much it's gone up since then. Like, everything is right before your eyes, man. I'm telling you. I'm even telling you how we're doing it, okay? So, like, don't be crying the blues when you're wondering, you know, a year from now, how come Lost Jumper makes so much gold and you've been playing 5 years and you don't even make half as much, and you pay for the pass. Like, now you know. Let's jump into PvP and see if we can maybe get our record up even some more. Alright, so we'll go over my monsters real quick. We're using 1 life on Bombetta, and that's just so that we don't get killed by AoE deniers like an enemy 150 Siamus or something. We don't want to deal with that, or the enemy doing the AoE damage move with this monster. But before I jump into PvP, I'm going to spend the rest of my food. Maybe not. We only got 1 mil. I don't think we can get very much relic out of that. But all of my gold is going into relics, guys. That is what I'm going to do this month, and then towards the end of the month, I'll put the rest of my gold into getting level 1s for the race. And if you're wondering where I got all the 4s and 3s to turn into gold runes, that's where they came from. They come from buying thousands of level 1s, and then during the race making them into 2s and 3s, and then using them on quests in the race to turn them into 4s and 5s and 6s, and then after the race is over, you're left with these tons of 4, 5s, and 6s that you made during race. And then you just mix them with the gold runes, and that's the pattern that we're just going to keep repeating. Alright, so I'm going to level up this one, since it's probably the only one that's going to be able to, yes, get some levels for under 1 mil. Alright, so, wait, we gotta get, I just want to take away the 2 amulets, and then we'll just put on 2 staffs. Alright, yes, autofill that bad boy. So now we're gaining that, just that spending 1 million food, or I guess you would say, what, 50 million gold, got us 20 stamina every fight 3 times. That we're now I'm actually able to start every day upgrading my team. Meaning every day when I log in to play Monster Legends, I can get excited about the fact that my monsters that I'm playing with are stronger today than they were yesterday, and yesterday they were stronger than they were the day before that, and tomorrow they're going to be stronger than they are today. You just watch. You're watching this video right now. Check out all them relic levels. If you look at it, we don't even have the right relic on our Bombetta yet. I need to change that. Go over to my defense team. I think, yeah, we got it here. I'm going to take it off of Ignis because my defense loses all the time anyway. It never fails, but I'm still going to keep stamina gain on him just because it's the best. But I could technically craft another Nabutos, and I think it would do me a lot of good. I don't think I can still get away. Honestly, guys, if you've been watching my channel, you actually know that I've wanted the other gold armor for a while, I think, in the Reliquary. There's another one, I think, that at the start of battle that's only a gold. And for whatever reason, I just can't seem to get one. After being damaged by skill, this is the one. I would highly like this one over the armor that we have. I'd even wear 2 of those on my Bombetta instead of the stamina gain relic. Just because I don't need stamina, they can drain my Bombetta. My Bombetta's not there to do moves. My Bombetta's there to take CDA hits and take damage. And if we get to do his moves, it's just a bonus in the fight. That's all. Alright, and my Simus is only level 130. I do have the Amber to rank her up. I'm just scared, guys. I'm scared about ranking her up when they're releasing newer deniers every week, and one of them could end up being better than her. And I'll just be like, man, I wish I spent that Amber on something like Erder, because maybe I'll eventually reach a Graken, and then I could just put area dodge, taunt on my defense while I continue to play with my cool offense team. If my Siamis was ranked 150 instead of being this little Weasley 130, I probably wouldn't run team speed on my lead. But the reason why I have team speed on my lead is because I'm trying to make Simus faster so that I have less chance of an enemy doing the same thing I'm trying to do, but doing it to me. Meaning, if they go ahead and hit me with Odana and then hit me with Simus, I'm not going to be able to use my team because their 2 guys went before me. So the faster I can make Simus, the less chance I have worrying about that. Alright, so let's jump in. Where were we at again? I don't want to find out. Alright, 279. Let's try to go until we get a shield, I think, and then I'll end the video like that. And then tomorrow we can tune in to see what else we're doing. But it should be pretty easy to get the level 10 rune. That's really the goal. Alright, so the Urvanos is going to go no matter what. We're really just hoping that he doesn't kill our Siamis. That's all we're really hoping for, and he sure did. So we're probably going to lose this fight. I have no way to stop these guys. Yeah, I can't prevent all this damage. I mean, it might be possible if they keep playing like that, but I doubt it. We don't even have the whatchamacallit, the Uriel's Essence, which wouldn't make any shooting difference in that. If our Siamus would have been faster, meaning if we'd had a rank 140 or 150, we'd have won that fight. The reason why is their Vanos wouldn't have went before our Siamus. It's going to happen again, ain't it? No. Okay, see, here's a better example. This is the difference on Simus's speed, meaning that last fight that you just watched, I would have won that fight if my Simus was faster than their Vanos, but my Simus was slower than their Vanos, so their Vanos killed my Simus before my Simus got to go, or my Simus could have shut down their Vanos. And if you're asking, how could your Simus shut down their Vanos? You could Mega Possess their Vanos, just in case it even had a 0 CDA move. I'm going to go ahead and just put the curse on them because I think that... What? Well, I mean, I guess shit like that happens too. The game really just wants to knock me out of wherever I was, I guess. I'm also thinking that it might be a good idea one day to spend like 3 days with a notepad every time I do PvP, keeping track of specials. And in the notepad, write down, did a special cause an enemy to win a match they would not have won without it? Put a check in the box if yes. Did a special cause me to win a fight that I would not have won without it? If the answer is yes, put a check in the box. Did a special trigger that would not matter, meaning I was going to win the fight anyway without that special? All it did was speed up how fast I won. If so, put the check in the box. Same thing with my opponent. Did my opponent get a special that didn't affect the fight at all, meaning they were going to win anyway if they got that special? Check the box. And then a third box be like, this special didn't do anything. I was going to lose whether I got it or didn't get it. I got it, used it, and still lost. Check the box. And then after 3 days or even a whole week of PvPing, I want to look over them boxes because those boxes should theoretically all be equal in my mind. Meaning, like, I just feel like it's not. I feel like specials cost me a lot of fights and they never really win me fights, meaning I don't hardly ever know of a fight where it's like, man, I was going to lose that fight if I didn't get the special. It does happen, it's just so rare, but it's definitely not rare that you just roll into a fight and Odana takes a special and freezes your whole team down and you lose. And you're like, man, I was in the middle of a fight, guys. What'd you do that for? They had their lineup in the wrong order. If Ignis would have went before Moonhaze, we would have got beat. So we're going to win this fight just because, well, I better shut up because I said that in the last fight and then a special happened. Whereas I'd be putting a check on the box that we got a special in a fight we were going to win. It just speeds up how long it would have took. They're already cursed, so I don't want to reset the curses. So that's why I just go with the... And he has a move too, but we're just going to go ahead and make sure we put our shields back up. And we'll use the possession move on this guy because I think he's the closest one to lower cooldown moves. Get rid of the negative effects on Bombetta. And where I'm having the most trouble with Simus is once she's out of stamina, she has no way to gain it back, like how Tabora does. I really wish that there was a mask that did that for Simus, meaning Simus could be at 0 and then just start her turn and jump up to being able to do a move. That'd be really cool. Alright, so I've got to win a couple to get back to where I was. We were like 279, but I mean, it is what it is. I think we're still good. It takes a long time to kill, but I am still considering ranking Simus just because. So we're like 9 behind, but whenever we lose on defense, it's going to... Oh, we already did. Let me see. Yeah, so we dropped like 30 trophies. I don't really like that. Oh, Glenix, this guy deleted me off his friend list. He used to be at the top of the friend list. Yeah, but he looks like he hasn't maxed any monsters yet. Interesting. Alright, so let's see if we can just try that again. Since I feel like we got Jude out of one of those fights. This could be a good matchup, I guess. Usually I'm the underdog and everybody's faster anyway. A lot of Hardys have 0 CDA moves, but not all of them. It's sort of like the same with Vanos. Vanos used to never have zeros. Everybody was running no 0 CDA moves, and now all of a sudden it's like every Vanos does, so you just possess them and they kill their own team. Well, they kill their own monster on a team. Here I'm going for a Hardy because I think he's got the fastest cooldown moves. Here we already have protection, so I just want to put another dot on him. And here, actually I used the wrong move. I thought I possessed Hardy last turn, but I only used the Per move on him. The Per shock or whatever, which the shock doesn't really do a lot of damage. But yeah, the whole point of this team is just to torture him out, so immune to torture does suck, but at the same time, we have Per, we have negative effects removal, we have a lot to go long in this fight. But like all teams, losing a member of it makes it work a lot less well. And it's also slow at getting wins versus a lot of teams. But this time, though, for real, when the shield goes up, we're done. I just figured we'd keep going because That was a poor showing. Oh, lawn red. Alright, let me see what we do here. I don't think trait disable is that important. Dude has a Ner, but he's about to. They're all gonna get CD8, so I want to go ahead and get the curse on him as early as I can, and I'm not even worried about the denier because he's not gonna be able to do anything. So I just really want to stack the tortures on the guys that can do stuff. Definitely need a possession on him since we know he has a 0 cooldown move. Now we can go for the. Of course, he doesn't do anything when he's possessed, but that lawn rat is probably the dumbest one I've seen. All right, we could apply the tortures and kill. Yeah, I think he'll still die even if we reset. Alright, so I don't want to risk Lawnrad living, which he's going to anyway. That's not good. I think that my Tabora can pull this fight out. That's why I went the route that I chose. But I might be wrong. Here, I don't want them to kill me, but at the same time, I think we're going to lose anyway. I thought we were going to win this fight. It's not looking like it anymore. Nope. Got beat straight up there. Maybe I should have trait disabled in the start. I don't know. They shouldn't be able to do anything. Alright, let's remove. I forgot all about his 0 CDA. I'm not even gonna lie. Wow, so it's like I beat everybody's ass with this team, and then as soon as I try to show it on camera, I start misplaying with it. I start getting beat up by people. I should have mega possessed the Hardy for sure. There's not much I can do here except take care of the... I gotta learn which ones have 0 CDA moves so that way I don't fall victim to that shit anymore. Meaning if I would have just mega possessed Solar Flare, that couldn't have happened. But then Lawn Red could have healed him or whatever. So I guess you can have your cake and eat it too. That's sort of what we're dealing with here. I'm gonna put the Megaton up to protect my win condition. I'm gonna get that vulnerable off. I'm gonna put a taunt up and damage reduce. Alright, there already. He's already cursed for a couple of turns. He's still not going to get his turn, I don't think. Wait, yeah, we should just do it anyway. I think I'm losing this fight. I should probably just leave it. I'm wasting time and I'm going to get attacked. My defense doesn't hold up well on defense, so I need to hurry up and get back to winning. There's no sense to possess Hardy because Ignis can clear it. Here, just stack another dot since they don't have 0 torture moves, or I mean 0 CDA moves. And just stack a 4th one. Yeah, it does a crazy amount of damage. Go for the heal. Go for the possession. Getting a special in a fight I was already going to win. That's twice now. I don't want to risk resetting his tortures. Alright, come on. Come on. Back to where I was just a minute ago. If I can win 2 more fights, this is an easy one. If I could win 2 more fights, that'd be really cool. This is like the first monster in a long time that can just straight up answer his rule as well. Yeah, we're just going to stack dots. We'll go ahead and use the special since it'll save time. Go ahead and try to get rid of the monster as soon as possible. Alright. Everything is going good so far. Now if I can win 1 more, that puts me to where when I get attacked, I'll be back where I was when I started filming this video. Alright, now this is a team scenario that does the same thing that I'm doing. So they could technically beat me just because they can CDA before I can CDA. And there's nothing I can do about it. If I had brought the trait protect move, I could, but Tabora can't wear every move. Thankfully their Ignis is stupid. And that's... Wait, why? Did I use the wrong move on their tank? I did, didn't I? Well, I'm a horrible player. Someone explain... Yeah, I did. Somebody explain to me why I did such a thing. On film, I don't know what I'm doing. Didn't even use the right move at the start of the fight. Alright, hopefully this shuts him down. Yeah. Alright. If I can win 1 more, we'll technically have even went up in positions after we get attacked. Alright, pray we can get a fight we can win. Oh, shoot. Alright, if this was a human fight, we would be completely blasted. Are you kidding me? Alright, so since I'm more concerned about winning this fight than anything else, how do I lose this fight becomes the next question I ask myself. The only way I can think of how I lose this fight is Vanos has a 0 CDA move on and he kills my Simus in 1 hit with that 0 CDA move. That's the best thing I can think of. So how do I stop that from happening? I have to possess Vanos with the 0 CDA Mega Possession move. If I do such a thing, the other guys can remove it. My Bombetta is going to get to go before their Vanos unless they turn pass to it. The only way they can turn pass to it is if they're not CDA'd. The only way to CDA them is to trait disable them. So the answer becomes I have to do this. Then I have to do this. Now their Vanos, even if it has a 0 CDA move, which it didn't get to hit my dude. Alright, so now we know we're going to have to Mega Possess Vanos. So we drop the curse. We are so screwed because we don't even get a chance to. That's what I mean by I wish I had a way to get her stamina to come back up. I think even reducing his damage by half is not going to be enough to stop him from killing my dude. Oh my goodness. Immune to tortures. Please kill somebody. Thank you. Alright, so what do we got going on here? Nothing, right? They just pass turn and kill us. Do I have relic triggers left? I do, so I'm going to go ahead and use this move just because they can't attack me in baby form. Oh my goodness. That was rough. We were so close to winning. We get to take 2 turns before Vanos. So let's put this one on him first. This one on him second. Oh my god. No. You dirty bitch. That's where we're ending the video at, guys. Okay. As you can see, PvP is definitely interesting, but I don't think it's going to be hard to make top 1K. Anyway, guys, stay tuned to find out how I keep upping the GPM, and stay tuned to find out how we finish this event. I'm pretty sure we're going to be over 300 mil at the end of the event. Last Gold Fever, I did 280 mil. That's on camera too if you scroll back. But this one here, I think we're going over 300, which means just from one Gold Fever to the other, we upped our GPM over 10 mil a day. That is pretty impressive considering I was only hoping for around 5. Another thing is, in 9 minutes, 1 day from now, my rune will be ready for the Rune Lords. So I need to come here to the tents, and then I need to find out where we put a gold 10, because I'm pretty sure I got a gold 10 chilling somewhere. So let's go look for it. Gold 10, where are you? Gold 10, gold 10. Maybe I turned my gold 10 to a life rune, started using it, I think. Alright, so I gotta pick one of these 10s that I got to transmute for my Rune Lords. I think the team speed I have 2 of. So where could I even put an extra? I don't know. I think I should just put it back to gold, huh? Yeah, maybe. I don't really know what to do with it, so I'm just going to keep it the same. Alright, so in 23 hours and 19 minutes, which will be about 20 minutes after the Rune Lords event starts, I will be ready for flipping over my rune. Alright guys, sorry for the long video. Thank you to all you all who followed all the way through and you watched. People ask me about wars. I don't really care about war. I took no time at all. I think this is the exact same team they gave me when the event started, but I have made relic and rune changes to it just because I've been using them in PvP and stuff, so. Oh my god, are you telling me all those fights I just did, I didn't even put my armor relic on? I didn't, did I? Oh my gosh, guys. That makes me mad. I think we would have done better if I'd paid attention to what was going on in this stupid game. Oh, man. Alright. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the channel, and now you know how I'm spending 1 billion gold this couple of weeks to get these relics up. Later.